Hello, welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Trials and Tribulations, Episode 3, Recipe for Turnabout. Part 4-2, the trial. We're back in Phoenix Wright. We're, oh god, what are we doing? Oh god, we're going to interrogate the tiger for the first time. Jeez. This is going to be interesting. Okay. Here goes. So, we're finally going to see the tiger on the stand. We've almost got this case won now, Nick. Wish I could agree. Huh? When I cross-examined Mr. Armstrong just now, he said he was just doing what the tiger told him to. The Godot picked up on it, remember? He pointed out that without proof, we don't know if what he testified is the truth. Do you think Mr. Armstrong was lying? I don't know, but if that's the line the prosecution takes, we could be in trouble. I get the feeling that we don't have the case-making evidence we're going to need. Hey, pal. Detective Gumshoe. What are you so jumpy about, Detective? Your hair's standing on end. Hey, that's the pot calling the kettle black, little Miss Top Knot. It's not a top knot. Never mind about the hair. Just calm down, all right? I can't stand still when I don't have a job to do. I get wound up. Ah. No kidding. You got something you need me to do, pal? Anything? Well... Hey, I'm gonna take a jog back down to the precinct. I'll get some prints analysed for you if you've got an hour. Ooh, actually, yes, an hour. Trial will have reconvened by then. That's okay, we can admit them mid-trial. But Nick, we still don't have a really decisive piece of evidence, right? True. Now some kind of trump cards are part of the bag. We're really stuck. Said you get some fingerprint analysis done in an hour. You bet. In that case, would you mind checking the prints on this for me? The small bottle? If you're going back to the station anyway, could you find out whose prints are on this? And hey, that's the small bottle I gave back to you this morning, right? Yeah, I think it's time we solve the last mystery of who the prints on it belong to. Sure thing, pal. Actually, that's been gnawing at me too. Small bottle given to Detective Gumshoe. Okay, I'll get this off to the lab right away. Just make sure you don't lose the case before I get back. Oh, ye of little faith. This is pretty much the final showdown, I guess. Time to separate the phonies from the real guys. Wow. That Maya. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Godot, did you find this Furio Tigre? I even tamed him for you. It was a 3-cup job. No problem. Tamed him? The guy's name may be Furio Tigre, but come on. He's pretty lively. Be careful. He still bites. Very well. Please show Mr. Tigre to the stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the... Ah! Ah! Don't hide under the table, Maya. Unless there's room for me down there, too. Would you mind... What you say to me? Nothing. I didn't say nothing, honest. You could have guessed that fear would induce a bad Brooklyn accent in the judge. I got business to take care of, you hear me? So the hell called me into this hole? Was it you, Spiky? No, of course not. It was the judge. Your Honor? Oh dear, I seem to have dropped my pen. Where on earth is it? Don't mind me, just carry on with the proceedings as normal. That's it, we're doomed. Maybe you didn't hear me. I said, who the hell was it that called me in here? There's no need to shout. We can all hear you. What'd you say? There's no point struggling. You're caught in a snare. The relentless snare of the law. And I'm the one that hauled you in. Grrr. Too cool. I'm gonna get the better of you, Nick. Let's start with the basics. You know about the incident in question, correct? Incident? I don't know nothing about no stinking incident, mass boy. Mean you didn't attend the previous trial of Maggey Byrde? Maggey who? I got more important things to do than watch cultural dramas. Of course, well, perhaps you could give us your testimony then. Please, tell us about what you did on the day of the murder. Phoenix Wright. You's the one who set this up, didn't you? You's gonna regret the day you ruffled the tiger's fur, you hear what I'm saying? Maybe I should have brought a diaper with me today. Get a grip, Nick. Tiger's alibi. I don't know nothing about no murder. I was tied up with business in December last year. Spent all of my time in my office. I got whales lined up to borrow cash from Tenderlander every single day. Just want to check my alibi? Just as via letter. He didn't seem too confident in that last bit, did he? Ah, at last I found my pen. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination. What is it? Please, witness, if you could refrain from shouting out like that. You know the kind of games that guy in the blue plays. That lowlife ain't no lawyer. He just punches away the stupid details till he wins. Oh, shit is onto me. Lowlife me? Listen up, smarty. Every time you ask me something that doesn't relate to this case, I'm gonna bill you $50,000, and you're gonna borrow the cash from me. That's one loan contract I refuse to sign. Don't think it ain't gonna hurt when you tangle with the tiger. Ha! I love a good spectator sport. Just a minute. That's really not... This witness is... How can I put it? A hungry tiger roaming the urban jungle. Get on his bad side, and he'll bite everyone's heads off. Yours too. Very well, I have no choice but to impose a penalty system here. Oh, for fuck's sake, you better be listening. I said I got business to take care of. Big business. Okay, fine. If I don't spit now, I ain't gonna catch my bus. Got to impose a penalty for any irrelevant pressing of witness testimony. Keep that in mind as you begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You can do it, Nick. Out from under there already, would you, Maya? Okay. Okay, so we can't just press him until we figure out what's going on. He didn't know nothing about no murder. Okay. Started with business in December last year. Spent all his time in his office. Got whales lined up to borrow cash from Tenderland every single day. And check your alibi. Ask via letter. Well, surely we can press on the murder thing, right? Because that's about the case. Also, how did you get the disc? I doubt I can just whip out the disc and go, how do you get hold of this bitch? Oh, but... See, spent all of his time in his office, then where did you get the disc? Thing is, I'm going to present this, and the game's going to go, that's irrelevant, even though it's like clearly not. It proves that he left his office. Me with the tiger isn't enough because that could be Glenelg could meet him at his office. I guess he could say that Glenelg took the disc to his office, but like, Thingy saw it in the restaurant, right? And in fact, we saw him outside of his office. We saw him in fucking Vitamin Square. So that's bollocks. And he has matches from Tribulations. That's also good. That might be a better push in terms of evidence, other than that we literally saw him. Which I feel like is a, you know, classic Phoenix Wright oversight. Let's try the matches.
Objection!
Your Honor. Oh, this is going to be just a fail. Why? Why objection denied? He claims he knows nothing about the murder and never left his office, and we have matches in his office from the place the murder happened. I mean, how much more fucking evidence do we need? What a crock of shit. Okay, let's try again. Let's press on this then. I don't buy that you haven't even heard of the incident that occurred at Tribulations. Hey, you've got a big mouth, right? You're trying to say I was in on some mob hit? Is that what you're trying to say? Where's your proof then? Oh, now is it now we can present it? Evidence, Wes. Yes, well. For an attorney to make an accusation in court, he must have evidence. That's some no shock to lawyer beginner's guide, yeah? Ah, I see you're the studious type, Mr. Tigre. Very good. Ha! Why don't you ask him to represent you sometime, trite? What should I do? Press harder. Mr. Tigre, what do you want? If you wouldn't mind going into a bit more detail.
Objection!
This is a dead-end trite and you know it. Remember the rules. I have evidence! I have evidence! I have so much fucking evidence! Fuck you, game! God damn this game. You sometimes think like the devs don't understand the concept of fucking evidence. Okay. So that's fine. He started business in December last year, spent all of his time in his office. Do we press on this? To say we can prove that he didn't spend time in his office? You sure about that? We're talking about 1 month ago, you know. See these teeth? That's how sharp my Sorry, you see these teeth? That's how sharp my secretary is. Sharp. Talking about Viola Cadaverini. Is her name Viola or Violetta? Make your fucking mind up, game. Those are two different names. She writes everything in my scheduler. December, mainly in the office. That's what it says. That's where I was. Seems like a rather sketchy schedule. There he goes again. What the tiger did all December isn't the issue. What's important is what he was doing on the day of the murder, so now what? Well, we'll press it and see if we're allowed. Mr. Tiger, what do you want? Oh, fuck. So we can't, I guess we can't ask him for more detail about the calendar then. Oh, maybe we can. No, it's essential we establish the witness's alibi accurately. I agree. Victim was killed on December 3rd. Were you in the office that day too? Maybe you ain't listening. Of course I was. I never set foot outside. I had meetings all day with a bunch of cats wanting to do business with me. I had never seen that young kid before. Oh. I do believe the witness's last statement was important. Mr. Godot, if you could please... Mr. Tigre. Court asks you to add that last statement to your testimony. Come on, then we'll beat you, be a man, Your Honor, and ask him yourself. I never saw that kid before. Well, well, well. Let's fucking save, because I'm gonna present the meeting, and the game's gonna be like, nope, that's irrelevant. You've never seen this kid before. The kid who had a calendar saying "Meet with the Tiger" on it. Where's the calendar gone? Oh, it is.
Objection!
Mr. Tigre, you claimed you didn't know Mr. Glen Elg. It appears that Mr. Elg knew you. What? Mr. Elg left this little note on his calendar. Meet with the Tiger. And the date, December 3rd. December 3rd. That's the day of the murder. Dun dun dun. So, Mr. Tigre, I submit that you did indeed know one Mr. Glen Elg. But on the very day of the incident, you met with him. Got you son of a bitch. Rah, 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 rah. Not bad. He was actually not bad. Sorry? I was just messing with you to see how good you were. Yeah, that Nick, he said you're not bad. One compliment I can do without. Plus he's lying through his teeth. Witness, please remember that you're under oath. Lies will not be tolerated. You're just calling me a liar. Is that what you're doing? Ruh-roh. So you're saying that your claim to have never seen that kid before is the truth? So I'm dead serious. You just better believe that's the truth. Ha! And I'd say that gives me time to enjoy another cup of pure black magic. That is, while you testify for the court again, Mr. Tigre. Oh yes, would you mind indulging the court, witness? Never actually met the victim. That's got to be a lie right there. This time I nailed this guy. Why do you keep saying that? I ain't no liar, I never met Glen Elg. There was some lame guy with that name that wanted to borrow cash from me. Except for me with the guy at my office, Tenderlander. I waited around for him, but he ain't never showed. I ain't never even been to that Tribune joint use here. Okay, well that's a lie. I see. That all seems perfectly logical. You had arranged to meet with the victim, but he didn't show up. I've heard it's pretty hard to keep appointments when you're dead. Very well. We begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Don't you want it? Didn't I tell you I got a big deal going down today? I ain't gonna make my bus now. I'm gonna have to take the express train. That bill's going straight to you, right? Okay. Look. There's all sorts of fucking proof here, but I think we just give the matches on the final one to say that he's never been to Tribune.
Objection!
Mr. Tigre, is there something you'd like to tell the court about these matches? Matches? What she's talking about? Found them in your office at Tenderlander. They're from that restaurant. What? You've really never been to Tribune before. What was a book of the restaurant's matches doing on your desk? You've been snooping around in my stuff now too, wise guy. What, I am a ball and chain? Ain't no broad controlling me. Order. Well, with this, I think it's time you started telling us the truth, don't you? Sorry, I'm terribly sorry. Forgive me. I ain't no pussycat. I don't go back on what I said. But okay, I was at the joint that day. What? Listen good, alright? I might have been there, but I still never met that kid. Well. Looks like an order just came in for another testimony. It's close to proving it was him. He did meet Glen Elg that day, and he did put poison in his coffee. You must have. I was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon. When I opened the door to the joint, I saw one ugly scene. The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. I figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I split. I heard the cop sirens on my way out, and I went straight back to my office. I mean, I feel like the disc proves that's a lie, but... I see you didn't actually meet with him in the end, then. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Hold it. If I wait around here any longer, I ain't even gonna make that normal express. No more stupid questions. Ha! No problem. Anytime Trent presses you on something irrelevant, I'll see he pays a penalty. Mr. Godot, that's my job. Your job is to slam that little hammer of yours and call a guilty verdict. So do it. Yes, sir. Special Express ain't cheap, right? Just so you know since you's paying. Oh man, doesn't the rule of law mean anything around here? Okay, we don't have a lot to go off here, so... Question is... do we need to get him to say specifically that he didn't take something so we can say, but you did? I'm going to try and press on the last statement and just see what happens. Went straight back. Did about guilt suddenly hit you for what you did? What are you trying to say? You trying to tell me you ain't never been guilty or nothing? We all have our crosses to bear. We all have to swallow the dark secrets we hide. Like this. Firm's not exactly the place to talk about dark secrets, is it? Oh, for fuck's sake, really? How is that irrelevant? How is it irrelevant to ask him if you really left immediately or not? Okay. I mean, there's also the fact you can't see the guy from the door of the restaurant, but again, is that too abstruse? Because his table was behind the counter and there's partitions. We'll try. An ugly scene, what do you mean? Witness has already told us, tried, which makes that question irrelevant. I mean, I feel like it doesn't. What if I just immediately present the picture? Will they allow that as evidence if you literally can't see it from the door?
Objection!
Nope, they're not going to allow that either. I mean, that's pretty fucking... How hard evidence do I need to have to literally prove that that is not true? You cannot see it from the door. You would not be able to see the guy the moment you opened the door. That is bollocks. Your Honor, this is bollocks. You described the scene, at least. You mean you saw Glenelg's dead body? I guess I did, but I only saw him from behind. He was wearing some raggy bit of cloth he called a hat. And what time was this? I don't know. Huh? You know what winds me up more than anything else in the world? Watches. Round watches. I ain't gonna pollute my paws with some ticking henpecker. Out of interest, Mr. Tigre, what winds you up the second most? Huh? What do you think? Square watches. This guy for real? Look, all I needed to know was that something bad was going down in that place. So, can we present on that bit because he just said he saw the dead body, even though it hasn't updated?
Objection!
Oh, come on. Doesn't... Oh, for fuck's sake. So I guess we're accepting his supposed lie that he opened the door and could see the dead body.
Hold it!
So he didn't actually set foot inside the restaurant then? Tiger's a busy cat. I don't hang around for no one. I ain't got time to be caught up in no murder investigation. When exactly did you pick up the matches? There are matches just inside the front door. My detective friend wound up in trouble with the chef after taking $5 home. Well, gumshoe. It's almost enough to make a man cry. But again... Okay, we're just gonna have to test. Right, let's try the disc first.
Objection!
Okay, not that one.
Hold it!
So the meeting wasn't due to take place at Tenderlander at all then. Kid was making a fuss about coming into the office. It's always that way when I want to talk about repayments. Repayments? Even though I got the best punching bag you've ever seen if there are any issues. Maybe it's because of the punching bag that people are scared to come. That's why he decided to meet at Tribulations.
Objection!
Ha! You're going over old ground again, Trite. Sorry? You just earned yourself a penalty now, stick it out. Even though he just said something that contradicted, he just said that he was going to talk about repayments. What the fuck, man? So what the hell? So he won't tell us the time. We can't catch him up by saying, well, how did you get the disc? We can't get him on lying about the fact that he could see the body from the doorway. We're supposedly accepting the fact that he just grabbed matches as he left. And then finally that that he was going to meet up with him to talk about repayments, even though he claimed he hadn't yet lent him any money. Hmm. I have no idea. I'm out of ideas. I've presented all of my actual evidence, so whatever tenuous link they're wanting me to draw, I'm not seeing it. Let's have a look what we're supposed to do. It's send the Tribulations floor plans on the second or third statement. What? I did that. Oh, the floor plans, not the picture. For fuck's sake, it's the same thing.
Objection!
Literally the same thing. You're something of a loan collecting pro, aren't you, Mr. Tigray? No one escapes the tiger's clutches. Well, I'm something of a lie detecting pro. And no one escapes the phoenix's clutches. I think it's time we got something straight. What's this, Trite? A new line of irrelevant questioning? These are the floor plans of the crime scene. So you were standing at the entrance, Mr. Tigray. From there, your field of vision would have covered an area something like this. Indeed, the witness would have had a clear view of the victim's seat. Isn't that what I just said? I saw the back of the kid's head. Unfortunately for you, that is not possible. If the court would think back, you'd remember that between each of the tables is a tall partition. Why, that's true. Now look at the plans again. The truth is painfully obvious. From the entrance, the field of vision of any customer walking in ends here. From the entrance of Tribulations, you couldn't have seen the victim's seat. But you did see the victim that day because you met with him.
Objection!
Wrong. Have you forgotten the old man's testimony yesterday? The old man we threw out of court? The victim was alone at his table.
Objection!
The defense just proved that point to be moot. The victim witnessed by Mr. Kudo was not Glen Elg, but a fake. What? Let's have Mr. Kudo falsely testify. The real killer poses the victim he had just killed and acted out a charade. That will do. This trial has gone on long enough without the obvious question being answered. Who exactly was this real killer who impersonated the victim? Did the killer murder Glen Elg, and then impersonated his victim in a performance for Victor Kudo? In that case, Mr. Wright, reveal the identity of this criminal to the court. Now, does it want me to present the Tigra because, like, that's the assumption in the story, or does it want me to present Violetta, who I actually think did it? I assume they want the tiger. Yeah, present Furio Tigray. Okay. Although I wouldn't be surprised if he, because, well, I assume she was playing the waitress, right? So I guess he was playing Glen Elg. Although it seems weird as to why and how they would even do all this. Like, would the fact that they set it all up, like, did they know that Victor would come in at a certain time? Because that whole side of it just still confuses me as to why they would go to such elaborate lengths when there's so many easier ways of doing it. Obviously, the killer is Furio Tigray. No one else could have done it. What? Well, witness. Now that's cute. You think you can pin this on the tiger? Maybe you don't understand. The tiger is king of the jungle. So I dare you to say it again. Come on, if you got the guts. Can't threaten me, Mr. Tigray. It's the defense. Go ahead and tell the witness, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright! Sounds to me like it must be you, old man. You's got guts, I'll give you that. It's alright, do not leave me to handle this alone. Ha! Perhaps I can end this embarrassment. Mr. Godot, let's just go back over Mr. Kudo's testimony one more time. The old man didn't see just the victim. Oh, no, no, no. Serving girl brought my Javachino, but she put something in it. There's no question about it. She's very conspicuously put some white powder in there. Was the victim he saw the real victim or not? That doesn't matter. I mean, I feel like it fucking does matter. Fact remains, he saw the accused put the poison into the coffee. Yes, it was the waitress who poisoned the coffee. This was all proven false. Very impressive, Mr. Godot, waiting for my absence to launch your attack. Ha! Found your pen at last, trite. It was in my pocket. But anyway, Mr. Kudo witnessed two people that day. He saw the victim, the supposed Mr. Glenelg, and the waitress from behind. Is your point, Mr. Wright? I think the conclusion is obvious. If this Glenelg was really the killer in disguise, then surely it's possible the waitress was also part of the show. What? You mean the waitress was an imposter as well? The defendant, Miss Byrde, fell unconscious immediately after the incident. Someone used her fainting to hatch an elaborate plan to pin the murder on her. Who on earth was it? Who was this waitress that Mr. Kudo witnessed? Who is this woman? Her name is Viola Cadaverini, or Violetta Cadaverini, we don't know. She's an employee of Tenderlander. Who's making a big mistake. Do you know who Violetta's grandfather is? Better be going home in an armored truck tonight if you know what I mean. Stop shaking, Nick. Where was I? Yes, the defendant, Miss Byrde, had stated the following. Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table, it's true there was another customer in the restaurant. She was sort of creepy, and she had a kind of cackling laugh. There are just too many contradictions in this case. He said, saving the game in case it's going to make me try and offer up more evidence. Second man at the victim's table, who nobody but Miss Byrde seems to have seen. The earpiece worn by the victim in his left ear when that eardrum was ruptured. And the radio show he was supposedly listening to half an hour after it was over. There's only one logical explanation that clears up all of these contradictions. The whole incident took place twice, once for real and once for show. And Mr. Furio Tigre, the only person who could have committed the crime, is you. Witness, what have you got to say? That's cute. Sorry? You's alright. I could do with a guy like you around. What do you mean? Okay, I'm in on this game. I'm gonna have to charter a jet to get me to my meeting now, but I'm gonna give you one more thing to think about before I go. Something to think about? He's got it all wrapped up nice, huh, right? But you's missed out one real important thing. That can't be. I was in the joint that day, and I met that kid too. But I couldn't have poisoned him, you see? What? Do you really expect us to believe you now, Mr. Tigre? Ha! What a troublemaker. Troublemaker? Looks like we're going to need another one for the road. One more steaming cup of hot testimony. Indeed, witness, you will explain yourself to the court. I'll give you one more chance to testify. What happened that day at Tribulations between yourself and the victim? Yeah, I loaned out cash, about $100,000. That day we was due to have a little chat. The kid had hit his payback date, see? So anyway, he tells me he's got no way to pay up. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Yeah, I won $500,000. He got lucky, you know, real lucky. That waitress hadn't done what she'd done, everything would have been over. No, I see that the principal amount you loaned to Mr. Elg was $50,000. Yeah, well, you just got the VIG to take into account. Interest builds up fast, you know? It's faster than fast. $100,000 is twice his principal. The repayment deadline was December 3rd, the day of the incident in question. Yeah, he was one lucky kid. He got that $500,000 just in time. So I ain't have no reason to kill the kid. And if I ain't got no motive, you ain't got no case. His motive, he has to have one, but what is it? The disc. It's the disc, but how do we prove it? Beyond just waving the disc in his face. Are we free to press without risk here? Without penalty? Do you have any way of paying the loan back? Fool was a gambler. He said he couldn't give it up till he landed a big win. So I agreed to help him. Help him? You? I kept hitting with him with ideas of ways he could get a big win. But the guy kept losing. So you were helping him for his sake or yours? Went through compromise. You help me, I help you. What's the difference, huh? I don't believe this. Nick, would anyone really ever loan money to someone they thought was unreliable? And for example, if it were you, I'd only loan you $5 max. That's a lot, Maya. Got a point, though. You'd have to expect repayment, otherwise why would you loan him the money? That day we was due to have a little chat. Okay. What was the chat about? So how much were you expecting to pay you back on that day? What do you think? The whole package, $100,000 including interest. That's a real heavyweight punch. Once a client misses a repayment, you call the whole loan in. You want to make it in my world? That's all you've got to know. How many times had Mr. Elk been late with his repayments? Once. How much is he supposed to pay back every month? $50. Really? That's like Mr. Elk was in a real sticky spot. Yeah, $50 a month, he'd never pay that huge loan off. So anyway, it tells me he's got no way to pay up. How much do you have left on his debt? You want in round figures? About $100,000. That's the whole amount. We're talking about a guy who had 58 cents in his wallet, which still hasn't been relevant, even though, like, he had a coffee. I still think that is fucking mad that was never a point of contention at all. What? Oh my god, it just came up. Oh, you fucking kidding me? This deep in? What? You're telling me he wasn't even gonna pay for the coffee? He certainly seems to have been a brave man, this Mr. Elk. The guy was smooth. I tell you, he's real smooth. You'll have your money in less than 5 minutes. That's what he says to me. The guy then calls me the tender tiger. He was skating on thin ice with me. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Is that because the guy won the lottery? Was his last chance at a big win? You can confirm that this is the ticket in question. That's it. Millionaire radio show starts at 1:30 p.m. and runs for 10 minutes. That fixes the time you two met with some accuracy. The whole scene was edited again 30 minutes later. Also that Mr. Kudo would see it. I can still see the kid's face now. He ain't never gonna forget it. Oh yeah? $500,000. Hold on. Let's press on that. Was anyone else in the restaurant at the time? I don't remember. There was no one in there. I'll wear that ridiculous tiger shirt for a month. So Armstrong, Maggey, and if I'm right, Viola Cadaverini were all there at that time. So the victim had intended to repay you from his lottery winnings from the beginning. Seems that way to me. But you wouldn't normally expect to win the lottery, would you? Ooh, did he virus the lottery? Ha! The undying belief that your next roll will end the worst losing streak you ever had. That's what defines a true gambler. Oh. So what if Tigre killed him for the program so that he can just repeatedly win the lottery? Is that what it is? He makes it sound so cool. Don't be tempted, Nick. You haven't got the willpower for it. All I know is the kid took a shot and he got lucky in the end. Did he, though? That waitress hadn't done what she'd done, everything would have been over. The waitress, you mean? The girl with the glasses in the defendant's chair? Who else could I mean? She hadn't gotten in the way, things would have been bada bing, bada boom, over and done with. Maybe I should push a little on this. That's how things would have been. What do you mean things would have been over and done with? Hey, you all there or what? I'm talking about the cash. I was there to get my $100,000 back, that's all. I'm a businessman. It was all coming together before that waitress got in the way. As far as I can tell from the witness testimony, other than recouping his loan, Mr. T had no motive for killing the victim. Witness, you will amend your testimony to reflect what you just said. Tiger's motive, huh? I have no other reason to kill the guy. Well, let's see if that's true. What about the MC Bomber virus? Any interest in that? So you just intended to get back the $100,000, Mr. Elgo, do you correct? Loan the guy the cash, so that's my right. Fortunately for Mr. Elg, I don't believe the $100,000 is what you were really after.
Objection.
What are you getting at, Trite? What else would a moneylender be after other than money? Oh, the moneylender was after money, but money in a totally different league. The kind of money that a single disc like this would fetch. What is that? Computer virus, Your Honor. A virus called MC Bomber. A computer virus? What does one of those do? Computer virus is a program that wreaks havoc on the insides of a computer. A computer? What does one of those do? I guess the beard isn't the only part of his honor that is from the Stone Age. I'll explain to you later, Your Honor. Right now, this is the important point. A virus like MC Bomber would be worth several $1 million on the black market. Several $1 million? And the money with no hope of ever seeing repayment would normally be bad for business. But in this case, the very fact that Glenn Elk had no way to repay the money is crucial. What? Glenn Elk was a programmer, a highly skilled programmer. That skill was the collateral Mr. Elk put up in order to borrow the money.
Objection!
You're trying to suggest the witness's motive was to get hold of that program. Exactly. Witness may have poor fashion sense, but he is by no means an idiot, Trite. A man like him could get his hands on $1 million without resorting to murder. Of course he could, provided that he had time. What if he had needed the money right then? When the pressure's on, the luxury of choice tends to disappear. Ho 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 ho. It seems you have a logical conclusion for this theory, Mr. Wright. Would you care to share it with us? Why did he need $1 million? Well, because he ran over Violetta Cardellini. In December of last year, you found yourself in need of a huge amount of money. About 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident, weren't you? An accident involving a car and a scooter in which a young woman was injured. She was taken to the hospital where she underwent surgery. How much of this do you know? Medical papers document the treatment of the young woman in question. According to these, her operation cost $1 million. And yet, when the payment was due last month, you somehow managed to pay it in full. $1 million? A preposterous sum. Someone should sue those HMOs. Ha! No one would pay a bill like that. If the medical association got wind of it, the hospital would end up as dead as a morgue. Mr. Tiger had no choice but to pay, because his very life depended on it. Order! You say his life depended on it, Mr. Wright? Indeed it did, simply because the injured woman was none other than Viola Cadaverini. Holy shit, did you say Cadaverini? Bruto Cadaverini, mob boss in charge of all underworld activities in the city, and doting grandfather to his precious Violetta, also known as Viola Cadaverini. Bwah! Life is in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct? It makes sense. You were desperate to acquire the $1 million Bruto Cadaverini demanded of you. So desperate, in fact, that you decided to sacrifice Glenelg's life to pay your debt. On the day of the murder, Mr. Tigre's sole intention was to get his hands on this CD. Glenelg had no way of paying back the $100,000 and Mr. Tigre knew it. Then a miracle happened. Kind that Mr. Tigre would prefer to say never happened. But he can't, and neither can I. Lottery win. Exactly. With the 11th hour, Mr. Elk won $500,000 on the lottery. Left Mr. Tigre with no way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least, no legitimate way. And he salt-bathed the poison into his cup, so he resorted to illegitimate means. That's crazy. Murdered Glenelg and then made his next move to frame Maggey Byrde for the crime. Mr. Tigre posed as Glenelg, while Viola Cadaverini played the role of Miss Byrde. And then they reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness. Witness being the one we all heard testify yesterday, Mr. Victor Kudo.
Objection!
Like I said, Trite, that's crazy. No one could pull off a stunt like that. For starters, there's no way the chef could have been kept in the dark about it. But Mr. Armstrong was in on it from the very beginning. If you've forgotten already, Mr. Godot, Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money too. $500,000, in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tigre's plan. Order! Silence! He's putting a good show, Spiky. If you want to stay alive in the loan shark business, you gotta be careful. You're saying I dressed up like that kid, created a witness and framed someone? If I did something crazy like that, I'd leave a trail as bright as my shirt. I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that. I agree. You do? By your appearance, you are very careful. That's why you took one more precaution. One more trick to make sure Miss Byrde had no way out. What, another one, Mr. Wright? Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, Trite? What was this trick you say Mr. Tigre performed to frame the accused? He put the poison in her thing. In her apron. Why are you shaking your head, man? And? What's the relevance of that, Trite? Are you fucking kidding? An intro to what? What? Okay. What else did he do? Fuck's sake. What else? So other than... Right, okay. So other than dressing as the victim, having Violetta dress as the waitress, reenacting the scene for Kudo, sending Kudo to call the police, putting the poison in Maggie's pocket and putting her fingerprints on it. Other than all that, what did he do? And stealing the disc. Oh, and then being the lawyer, I guess, being the fake Phoenix Wright. So do I just present the badge, or do I present the article where he claims to be me? I'm going to present the badge because it was found there. We'll try that. What on earth is that? Well, an insult to think that anyone could be fooled by such a childish imitation. Consider yourself insulted, Your Honor. Mr. Tigre, you didn't just pose as the victim on the day in question. A month ago in this very court, you posed as me. What? That's the truth. But the witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright. I know, right? Although, now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it? No doubt it was you, standing in here this very court a mere month ago. The Phoenix Wright who put up the most disreputable, shabby defense I've ever seen.
Objection!
Can you prove that, Gramps? Prove the attorney who represented the accused here a month ago is this man? Are you prepared to take the stand and testify that it was him? Hey, forget about it, yeah? I wouldn't do something like that, not me. You made a mistake, right? It was someone else, huh?
Objection!
You know, pride, sir.
Objection!
This isn't a matter of pride. In case you didn't know, Trite, here in court we deal with people's lives. Mr. Godot is right. Your Honor, speaking for myself, I am absolutely convinced. The attorney in question was the witness standing before me now. However, I preside over this court as the judge, with the vested power to hand down a verdict. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by a memory without evidence to support it. The defense has no further evidence. The court will now excuse the witness. Hold on, let's drop a save. I smell shenanigans. The circumstances surrounding Mr. Tigre are dubious for sure, but not conclusive. We've come so far. You say he impersonated Glenn Elg. You say he impersonated you. But none of that adds up to a murder charge. You don't have a shred of evidence that the witness poisoned the victim's coffee. Ah, but we will when fucking Gumshoe gets here. Ha. Sucks to be you, right? Don't mess with the tiger, or you're gonna get mauled. You got that? All we managed to do here was chase him around a bit. I was so close to getting him to admit his own guilt. Ha. Looks like I won't be needing a refill. I just had one more piece of evidence. One more piece of evidence, and maybe I can get Maggey off the hook. This witness's cross-examination is over. You are free to go, Mr. Tigre. Damn it. There he is. I was like, where the fuck is he? Your Honor, sir. Wait. Detective Gumshoe. Oh, it's me, Detective Gumshoe. Sorry it took so long, pal. I staked everything on this. My badge, the works. So here it is. My heart's counting on this too. What is it, Detective? Isn't it obvious, pal? It's the final decisive piece of evidence. What? Sorry it took so long, pal, but I finally got the results from the lab. Results? About the prints, pal, from this medicine bottle. Oh, so do you know who the prints belong to now? You think I'm some kind of hack detective? Of course I know. So, tell us. They're the tigers, right? I knew it. You bet. There was crystal all over the bottle. The few of Tigo's paw prints, alright. That's great. We've got him now, Nick. What's wrong with you? I haven't said a word since Detective Gumshoe got here. Oh, because they should be Violetta's prints. Motherfucker. Hmm. That's annoying. He said everything on the line for this, Nick. I know. Look, I'm sorry, this is kind of hard to say, but does it make any difference whose prints are on the bottle now? Well, what? Why not? What we need to produce at this stage in the trial is irrefutable evidence that the tiger put poison in Glenelg's coffee, but he didn't. He's already admitted that he met the victim. The fact that his prints are on this bottle, that really doesn't make any difference now. I knew it. Great, no matter how hard I try, I'm never of any use. Don't be so hard on yourself. This is our last chance to help Maggey, and I've been working on some useless piece of evidence the whole time. So right, I'm a real loser. It's not breaking news to me, pal. Detective Gumshoe. Maggey. You're working on something. For me. Sorry I let you down, Maggey. I know you didn't do it. And I'm a detective. We're supposed to be able to prove stuff like that. I'm really sorry. I'll get out of your hair now. Detective Gumshoe, wait. He's gone. Isn't there anything we can do now, Nick? I wish there was. Gumshoe worked so hard to get that evidence. If only there was some way I could use it. It's weird, though, isn't it? Why is it his prints and not hers? It's alright. Yes, Your Honor. I granted you a recess so you can prepare this decisive evidence you've discovered. I haven't discovered shit, Your Honor. Okay, let me think. Let me think about this. So... Why does it not have Violetta's prints on? I mean, the obvious thing is that he dressed as the waitress and she dressed as Elg, but... Oh, well, I guess no, because that was only the fake, actually. So I suppose he actually could have poisoned the coffee. So why is it now? So why is it not important? I'm a little confused. Why does it not work? I was overthinking it. I was thinking of the thing. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I'm confused. Don't keep us all in suspense, try to show us. Naturally, we can assume it's evidence that will actually stand up in court, can't we? Wait, because that bottle's not the poison. That's the medication bottle. Why are his prints on the medication bottle? Are we saying... I think it's just hard work go to waste. How much more of my time are you gonna waste? I ain't been in no court before. But you lawyers sure know how to blow things out of proportion. And you literally have been to court before, as me, we've proven that. No doubt, given the nature of the evidence, it will speak for itself. Nevertheless, you will talk us through it, Mr. Wright. Shit. Well, I can't prove anything new with this evidence. Got it backed into a corner here, but maybe if he thinks he's got me beat, he'll let his guard down a bit. Don't keep us waiting any longer, Mr. Wright. Present this final decisive piece of evidence to the court. So, here's the thing. Hold on. Where's the... died of potassium cyanide poisoning? So I was like, are you trying to say that Furio, in a panic, poisoned him with his own ear medicine by putting it in his coffee? But if that was true, then we would know he didn't die of potassium cyanide poisoning. Why else would he have touched the victim's ear medicine and put it back on his body? Because that's how it fell out into the kitchen. We just have to wing it, I think. This is the defense's final piece of evidence. Isn't that the victim's... Your Honor? Naturally, the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting new information has come to light. We've clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. Tigray. What? But Mr. Wright, what conclusion are you hoping to draw from this new information? Everyone in here knows what this bottle contains, except one man. One person in this courtroom should theoretically be in the dark. My prints are on that pansy-looking bottle, is that what you're saying? Well, what the hell's in it anyway? Phony trial, a phony lawyer, and phony clues. Everything about this case has been phony. Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. Mr. Tigray, this is the decisive piece of evidence that will prove your guilt. Why? Because it contains... potassium cyanide. The bottle contains potassium cyanide. Potassium cyanide? The poison used to murder Mr. L, Your Honor. Victim's killer used this very bottle. On this bottle, Mr. Tigray, we found your fingerprints. Well, how do you explain that? You'd make a good clown, you know that? What? You ain't never gonna get this to stick. You's just making me laugh now. You think a cheap bluff like that's gonna fool the tiger? Bluff? I can see straight through you, Phoenix, right? That ain't the bottle with the cyanide in it. No, this is the bottle we found traces of the poison in. Don't mess with the tiger or you're gonna get ripped to shreds. The cyanide bottle was brown and it was made of glass. That cheap piece of trash don't look nothing like it. Interesting. But how would you know? Got him. Got him at last. What? Why is everyone so quiet? I said that bottle. Is this the bottle you're referring to? Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle the cyanide was in. You ain't gonna find my prints on that bottle. Let that cozy-looking suit fool you people. That's lawyers just playing games. Tell him, Mr. Prosecutor. Tell that guy where to go. You still haven't figured it out? Don't you realize what you just said? What I said? What did I just say? You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. You really had nothing to do with the murder. You shouldn't have known all the little details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what kind of bottle the potassium cyanide was in. But just now you slipped up in front of every single person in this courtroom. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hold the poison. You just don't know who you're messing with. I'm the Tiger. I control millions of dollars on the black market. You think I'm gonna let some jumped-up suit get the better of me? Sure, the last piece of evidence was phony. That's just what you deserve. The phony trial with a phony lawyer. It was all played out by you, with the biggest phony of all. You're a phony. You're a big, fat phony. He did it. He done did it. We got him. What's going on? It looks like a blackout. Well done, Wright. I saved my 17th cup of coffee just for you. Savor it. While you watch the police restrain your prey. Wow, we actually got him. Mr. Wright, you caught a tiger by his toe, but if this one hollers, he won't be let go. Now then, how are things going with Mr. Tiger, Mr. Godot? He's being arrested on suspicion of the murder of Glen Elk, Your Honor. Suspicion? Fortunately for us, we managed to rectify a very grave error. Miss Byrde was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney. Yes, she was. And in the absence of genuine evidence. But the tiger made one mistake. Indeed. He very nearly got away with everything if it wasn't for that one slip of the tongue. Video Tigre is a truly frightening criminal. Ha! A truly frightening one is that defense attorney over there. Good-o. Well, I'm now in a position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant, Maggey Byrde, not guilty. That is all. This court is adjourned. Mr. Wright. Jason Statham. Mr. Wright. I can't do it. I've lost the voice. You slag. You slag. Mr. Wright. I'm at a loss for words. Thank you, sir. Congratulations, Maggey. I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed me in all that trouble a month ago. But now I feel like I can forgive him. Hey, that wasn't me, Maggey. That was the tiger. Look, Nick in the doorway. Detective Gumshoe. Oh, guess I'll be heading off then. See you around, pal. Wait. Detective Gumshoe. Oh yeah. Congratulations, Maggey. Thanks. I knew you were innocent all along. Why didn't you say that in your testimony then? Huh? Oh, well, I was, well, I guess I'll be heading off then. See you around, pal. Wait up, detective. He just ran off. Maggey, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his butt for you. It's thanks to him that we got the medication bottle. That wasn't even of any use. But it's only because Mr. Wright used it so cleverly. Detective Gumshoe was just running around in circles. Poor guy. Looks like she still isn't ready to forgive him. Can you put in a good word for him, Nick? Yeah, Myri's right. I should help Gumshoe out. It's clear he needs it. Maggey, you know Detective Gumshoe's been really worried about you through all of this. Wanted to believe that, sir. On that first day of the trial, he practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up. You didn't have any choice, Maggey. As a detective, he has to report the facts. He doubted me. That's why. He thought I might have done it. But to prove to her that Gumshoe really cares about her. I know, I'll give her a little present to celebrate her freedom.
Take that!
Here you are. A present to celebrate your freedom. That's a present from Detective Gumshoe, made with a ton of love. Said you lost weight and was worried about you. Detective Gumshoe. I actually really like weenies, you know. Wow. You guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know. Yeah, the trial dragged on a bit today. Is it okay if I eat this now? And she ate all the weenies. Ah, so how is it, Maggey? It's really good. So the case of phony versus genuine comes to an end. The false allegations surrounding Maggey have all been cleared up. Who knows? Maybe a whole new chapter of her life is about to start. The end of episode 3. Oh my god. The girl. Let her go. What the hell? What is this? Shut up. Come closer and I kill her. Who's got the gun? Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. Bang. Sploosh. I'm reading through the file of an old court case. It's the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Fugitive data. Terry Falls. Kidnapping, murder, sentenced to death. Escaping Falls met with and then murdered Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. We catch on Eagle Mountain about 8 hours after his escape. My very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. Ugh, I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm going to die. I never should have accepted this case. Eek. Ah, good morning. So jumpy, Mia. I didn't do nothing, I swear. I didn't kill nobody. Terry Falls, my first client. Sentenced to death 5 years ago, and now a prisoner's escapee. Just relax, Mia. Make small talk and try to relax him. So why did you escape anyway? Ugga, eat. Wow. He's a bit dim by the looks of things. I'm sorry. I didn't do nothing, I didn't kill nobody. I never lied, I didn't escape from nowhere. But Mr. Falls, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago. Oh, sorry, I told a little lie. Oh boy. But anyway, I didn't do it. I never killed nobody. Sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right? I'm really sorry. They sentenced me to die 5 years ago, but I was tricked, I tell you. That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear I didn't kill her. I never could do that. 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. And about 8 hours later, the policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. Police believe that Terry Falls did it. After you escaped, did you meet a policewoman? Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped. So that much is true. He did meet with the victim. But I didn't kill her. She was alive when I left. She was alive, it's true. I can't trust him, right? I mean, I should. Oh my god, it's Godot. I'd recognize that fucking beard anywhere. You're not gonna figure out the truth just by staring at the guy. Why are you here? I came to see how our little kitten was doing all alone in the big scary lion's den. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with. Where is Mr. Grossberg? Ha! That old man is probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, Diego Armando. I didn't say... So, Miss Diego Armando, the finest attorney at Grossberg Law Offices, is here for me? No, 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 you've got it all wrong. Today, you're the finest. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine, an escaped death row convict for a first client. Yeah, thanks. Sure wish I could get out of it, though. Relax. I just heard some good news. The prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well. Really? However, unlike a certain somebody who I won't mention, he's earned the reputation as a genius since beginning his law career. Genius? Well, it's about time to head in, kitten. Sharpen those claws of yours. It's go time. Solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. And that's what my client ran away from. Every other lawyer gave up on him, but not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes and heard that simple childlike voice, I just had the feeling that he was telling the truth. Really? Court is now in session for the trial of Terry Falls. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. I understand the lawyers for both sides are newcomers. Yes, Your Honor. I'm Mia Fey. Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. You're the new prosecutor everyone is talking about, huh? And so you joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age. At 20, Your Honor. I guess our little kitten hasn't earned herself much of a reputation yet, huh? Come on, Mia, you can't lose. Not just someone younger than you. Young people running a trial. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Now then, the defendant in this case is currently a felon on death row. Hold that thought, I'm gonna grab some water. Yeah, that's better. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon, is that correct? Precisely. But the defendant is not on trial for escaping prison. On the day the defendant escaped, a policewoman was murdered. So we're here to determine if Mr. Falls was responsible for her death. You got it, kitten. Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement. Yes, Your Honor. It was 5 years ago. The defendant, Terry Falls, was sentenced to death in this very court. Crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. The girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old. Truly horrible crime. I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted. Just like my anus. Correct. But in the end, what finally decided the case was a certain witness's testimony. Witness's testimony? Testimony of Detective Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted this criminal. She arrested Mr. Falls at the scene and later testified against him. She said she witnessed Mr. Falls throw his young victim into the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered. Miss Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away. A policewoman you just mentioned, that wouldn't be... Exactly. The victim. The same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Ah, I see. The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago. There's only one thing on his mind. To take revenge against the woman who convicted him. Ah, the truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes, yes. It's quite obvious that the defendant is guilty. Wait a minute, that's not right. At least hear the case before you decide on the outcome, Your Honor. Watch yourself, Miss Fay. I'm not sure if I care for your word choice or your tone of voice. Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders. Why, you're even younger than me, you hypocrite. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness. I call the detective who was in charge of the initial investigation of this case. Witness, state your name and occupation. Gumshoe, Dick Gumshoe. I'm the homicide detective in charge of the case, sir. I finally got promoted to the detective division half a year ago. I don't believe anyone asked you about that. Hey, ma'am, you got any idea how much work it takes? What is it? You're really gorgeous. Excuse me? No, seriously, my heart is aching for you. Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional. Otherwise, I'll write you up on contempt so quick that something other than your heart will ache. Okay, I got it, pal. Now, detective, tell us about the incident. Yes, sir, right away. The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, a veteran on the police force. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss. That much is already stated in the autopsy report. I would like to hear more details about the incident itself. Yes, sir, I gotcha. Okay, let's take a look at this aerial map of the area here. This is a sketch of Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge. The river that runs under there is Eagle River. The victim and the defendant met there on top of the bridge. They stabbed her in the back. The killer carried the victim back to his car. He was recaptured at a police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaway, sir. Let's see. So that's about 15 feet. It's a little over 60 foot. I was wondering if that's relevant. And it's 40 feet above. Number the knife in the back, died from blood loss between 4 and 5 p.m. Was the victim's blood found on the bridge? Victim Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne was wearing a thick coat, sir. Fortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge. Mr. Edgeworth, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. There was no blood on the bridge, and you have no proof that they even met there. Your Honor. You would listen to the testimony we have prepared. I'm sure you'll be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm not sure I like you wagging your finger at me as though I was some hoser. Detective, proceed with your testimony. Yes, sir. Here we go, Mia. Hang on. Okay, now, listen carefully, kitten. One little mistake and this guy will drink you for morning tea. Trust me and get ready. Sir. On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Falls. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Falls was arrested at a police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain. Well, you certainly have established the importance of the bridge. Naturally. Now will the defendant please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination? Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination coming right up. Hey, settle down there, kitten. If you keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee. I'm not trembling, it's just cold in here. The courtroom can be a cold battlefield, alright. Especially for a beginner. I don't need you to worry about me. I mean the defendant, the witness, everyone's a beginner in here. Heh, you got me there. But maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you got, kitten. It's okay, Mia, stay calm. Just remember those court procedure videos you stayed up all last night watching. Okay. I think we just press him because we don't have a lot more. We don't really have much in the way of evidence in the court record yet. Oh shit, I just accidentally saved over one of my old saves. Who cares? Like I'm ever going back to that save anyway. Who gives a shit? Right, let's press on everything we can. This unknown person. You have no idea who it might be, right? Sorry, but I'm afraid I do. What? One who called Sergeant Hawthorne was the defendant, Terry Falls. What? The defendant? The defendant called her? Sergeant Hawthorne was a very thorough person, sir. She left a note about her phone call with Mr. Falls. Note? Yeah, a top secret memo that she left in her desk. According to this note, it seems the one who called her to the bridge was indeed the defendant, Terry Falls. Huh, whose bright idea was it to keep that note from me? Ha! Looks like the judge is even more sure of his verdict now. Listen up. Never ask a question if you don't already know the answer. It's that detective's fault. He's the one that said unknown person. Hey now, don't make that face at me. I just said it that way because the prosecutor told me to. Is that a trap? That cute face, I didn't expect him to be so sneaky. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Falls. designated time. What was the time? Bridge up in the mountains, but why meet there? Because it's a very important place to the defendant, that's why. What do you mean by that? If you remember, 5 years ago, the defendant kidnapped a young girl. He was chased onto a bridge. It was there that he killed his hostage. And the place where all of this occurred is, of course, Dusky Bridge. The very place where Sergeant Hawthorne arrested and handcuffed Mr. Falls. Ha! Returning to the scene of the crime. How nostalgic. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. But I still want to know what time it was. Like, can we not establish a time? And that's where she was brutally murdered. Was the body of the victim discovered right away? Yeah, we were really on the ball. We found the criminal within 1 hour of the murder. It was great. We even got to say, don't move. We've got you surrounded. Wait a second. Isn't there something weird about that? The location was a suspension bridge up in the mountains. So how did they find out about the crime so quickly? Sergeant Hawthorne must have mentioned the phone call to someone else, right? Ha! If that's what had happened, then she wouldn't have been killed. She never mentioned the phone call from Mr. Falls, but she left a note on her desk about it. Funny I'd noticed it earlier. Maybe she'd still be alive. I wonder why she didn't mention the phone call to anyone. A white scarf for identification. What to Dahlia? Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. I mean, that's a pretty weird fucking note. Mr. Falls had a car then? Well, that bridge is up in the mountains, man. The defendant and the victim both went up there by car. I mean, how else, right? What, you mean the defendant drove his own car? No, of course not. It was stolen. Okay. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. Car thieves. I'm not sure how I feel about car thieves. This guy's sure about how he feels about anything. This is a photo of the stolen car's trunk. Interesting. Actually, that's the body of Valerie Hawthorne in there. Whoa, that doesn't look too comfortable. The victim, she was stabbed in the back, correct? Yeah. Ha! For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back. Talking about a woman here. Can't tell from this photo, but the knife was stuck in her back nice and firm. The condition of the body when it was discovered is very important information. Detective, was there anything strange or noteworthy in the trunk of the car? I mean, the lock is busted, but I guess that could have been the police that did that. That's something strange to you anyway. What did the defendant have to say about this photo? What he always says, man. I didn't do it. I didn't do nothing. That's all he says. Nothing? I want to say he did nothing. At the very least, we know he stole a car. It's just what he always says, Your Honor. And then he always says, I'm sorry, I told a lie. Or something like that. Well, in any case, it seems he was caught and arrested. Precisely. How do we present on that, though? We can't press him on it. How do we present on it? He was arrested at a police checkpoint. That certainly is some impressive police work. Well, no, actually, it was way too close for comfort. We set up that checkpoint just after 5 p.m. We figured that Mr. Falls might just try and run. What do you mean it was too close for comfort? The two of them arranged to meet at 4:30 p.m. And it takes approximately 30 minutes to go from the bridge to the checkpoint. And that was kind of close. I mean, later Mr. Falls could have slipped right by. Listen up, kitten. There's a big trap waiting for you in that testimony. Trap? Walk into it carelessly and it'll leave more than just a flesh wound. Fun, huh? No, it's not. Well, if you want to have any chance at all, you better get some more information. And if you're going to get caught in a trap, it's best to get caught early. You can always look for contradictions afterwards. The ever famous contradictions. I sure hope I can find some of those. Okay. Okay, hold up. Wait a minute. Stick a contradiction in it. Let's see. So what, they agreed to meet at 4:30 and the police arrested him at 5. Was that what we got? I wish that was in the fucking testimony, because now I've already forgotten the fucking times. Let's see if we can... I've saved, so let's see if we can... we get some more info about the lock. Oh, is this going to be a falsehood? Damn it. Doesn't tell us anything. Yeah, I know. The day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Did he ask to meet? It's not strictly speaking what it says. But also, why would she need a white scarf to ID herself? It's an unknown person. You have no idea who it might be, right? We've done this already. You said it was the defendant, but why is that not in your testimony? I want that in your testimony so I can call it out. Oh, met with Mr. Falls. Let's try it on here. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. The It does contradict. If she was meeting Falls, why would she need to wear a scarf? And where is the scarf? I mean, could we... I guess we... Okay. Try that. Aha! That was the one they wanted. Witness. What is it? Do you have something to say, Miss Faye? What? Oh, I wanted to say this is the first time I've actually had to address someone like that. Are we just going to get another penalty? Oh no, she is going for it, I think. Detective. Yes, ma'am? This photo. You said there was nothing peculiar about it, is that correct? Yeah, that's what I said. Well then, I suggest you take another look at the note written by the victim. The note very clearly says, wear white scarf for identification. Thought I must have forgotten what the victim looked like. Unfucking believable that that would be the case. Does this special request. Also, you wouldn't even need to ask her to wear the scarf for identification, because she's going to be the only fucking person on the bridge at that time, right? It's all the way up in the mountains. It's not like there's just going to be an assload of people there. Especially if you were going to murder someone, you wouldn't pick a bridge with a lot of people on. I have one very simple question for you, detective. Where is the white scarf? Can't seem to find it in this photo. Well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am. If you stopped there, you should have looked for it. Caller told her to wear it to identify herself, so I'd expect she did just that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this? I see the defense is a little lacking. The scarf you are searching so desperately for is this one, perchance? Ah. Where did you find that, sir? On Dusky Bridge. I was there first and decided to conduct my own investigation. Why? Why didn't you tell me? I made the decision to keep all pieces of evidence in my personal satchel. It's the safest place I know. That hotshot sure has a flair for the dramatic, says Godot. It's not exactly white, as the caller requested, but as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for. I mean, it looks fucking blue, for a start. It looks like it spent some time in the mud. Not surprising. It was drizzling on the mountain that day. Prosecutor Edgeworth, who was intentionally hiding that scarf the whole time. The court will accept the scarf into evidence. Now, if the attorney for the defense is finished embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with the testimony. That is alright with you, isn't it, Miss Faye? Boy, would I like to wrap this scarf around his smarmy little neck and then jerk him off. Very good. Now, if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, the prosecution moves to establish conclusively, and with hard evidence, that Miss Hawthorne and Mr. Falls did indeed meet on the bridge on that day. Further, we will show exactly what occurred there. That sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it. Everything's moving at his whim. Don't forget, kidden, there's a reason why everyone thinks this kid is a genius. Genius, huh? Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. Oh, really? This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the victim wearing a scarf, sir. Okay. It kind of fucking does, doesn't it? It kind of does. Shit. It was drizzling that day, unfortunately. It's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Wait. She was facing him. That must have been when the scarf fell off. Looking at this photo, I really get the sense that this bridge is very high up. It is about a 40-foot drop from the bridge to the Eagle River down below. It's Edgeworth who took this photo anyway. Let's just say that it was a well-intentioned third party. Yeah, potential witness. So why isn't this person in the courtroom? Well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify. Are you allowed to say that you don't want to testify if you witnessed a crime? Like, if you're submitting evidence, I feel like you have to testify, right? The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel them to testify. I'm not sure how I feel about that. So as you can see, Terry Falls had both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear at this point what happened on that bridge. Ah, the truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes, it's quite obvious. He's clearly guilty. Not again. It's not fair. I haven't even done my cross-examination yet. What do you mean? I just looked it up, by the way. So the way it works is you can't be compelled by the police to give a witness statement, but you can be compelled. Well, you can be summoned to court, and if you're summoned to court, you have to attend and testify. Otherwise, you can be charged. As an eyewitness who was there. Right, I feel like I'm gonna save because you know what this fucking game's like. We do it there or wait? Yeah, if we present the picture again here.
Objection!
Your Honor. Oh, come on, really? So it's not a contradiction that he stabbed her in the back when they're facing each other.
Hold it!
Is that part of the witness's testimony as well? Of course it is. He pushed the victim hard in the back and she fell down right on her stomach. Remember that happening once myself. It was really brutal. Oh, brutal. You talking about seeing someone get pushed, or were you the one getting pushed? What does it mean that you pushed someone down like that once? This is mind-boggling tales and the way he said brutal. I wonder if he's Canadian. Ha! Save your nasty look for the right person. Huh? Take a look. Poor baby. The cold record seems to have wet itself. Hey, watch where you spill your coffee. Court record, huh? So he's suggesting I can present on that, but I just did, and we got nowhere. Okay, let's press on everything and see what we get. Who is this eyewitness? She's a college student. Female college student? That's right, meaning she's female and a college student, man. She doesn't do well in front of other people, so I came to testify for her. Maybe so. As the attorney for the defense, I have the right to cross-examine her. For the time being, we're not relying on the witness's statements, that is all. What is that supposed to mean? The prosecution has other, more decisive evidence. Our case doesn't rest on the vague testimony of a female college student. Female college student, huh? It means she's female and a college student, sir. If you absolutely must hear her testimony, you'll have to give us a good reason why. Please tell us about the more decisive evidence in question. The photo was accidentally taken by the witness. The victim is wearing a scarf in that photo, all right. So about the witness who took this photo. What was this person doing all the way in the mountains? She was taking photos of wildflowers, apparently. There are many unusual types of flora on that mountain, Miss Faye. People in the area say it's because of the spirits that live there. Spirits? Now that you mention it, this photo, this cloudy fog-like thing, is it a ghost? I don't believe it. Oh, you want to know? I don't think it's a ghost. Drizzling, huh? That's right, there was a light rain coming down. The whole place was dreary. But not as dreary as the mood that's in this courtroom right now. It looks like a cold front just moved in. In any case, the point is that the area was quite damp. There was even some fog. I even slipped and fell while I was on the bridge. It was really something. Anyway, oh yeah. Press on that. Oh yeah, we did that already. Must have been when the scarf fell off. So in other words, there was a struggle between the criminal and the victim, huh? That's what the witness said. Well, it looks like she didn't remember about the scarf. But from what she said, she sounds like a pretty violent fight, man. The hair was wet from rain. The bridge was probably wet too. To explain why the scarf was all covered in mud, but there's something about his testimony that's still bothering me. Hey, talk about a surprise. I had no idea there was a photo. What do I do? You really still believe him? Mr. Crybaby, I mean. Of course I do. So the little kitten believes in fairy tales, huh? In that case, the answer is obvious. What you believe is the truth. And that means that somewhere hidden in that testimony is a contradiction. One huge contradiction waiting to be discovered. That's your chance. I mean... There's a chance that it wasn't a struggle. That she fell and he grabbed her and the scarf came off. But the biggest contradiction is that he shoved her down from behind, which is like, I tried, and that apparently is fine. There's also the fact that they must have both come from the same side, but I don't know if that has any relevance. Well, have a look at the walkthrough. We've already lost enough lives, we can't really risk fucking up here. Events on Dusky Bridge. That's when the scarf fell off. Okay. This is a weird one. Present the victim's coat on the photo. Present the crime photo.
Objection!
So at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct? Yeah, fog too. Just a generally soggy atmosphere. Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with the soggy atmosphere. But this is a photo of the victim's body that was found in the car trunk. Considering the conditions at the scene of the crime, something isn't right. So I think what we're trying to prove here is that she didn't fall over because her coat's not muddy. Which is, we can only see the front of it for a start, so a bit weird, but sure. I guess this proves that he didn't knock her down from behind, because she would have landed on the front and it would be muddy. I feel like the photo is better proof of that, but sure. Well, by all means, please enlighten us as to what isn't right. Naturally, the answer is right here. The victim's coat. As far as I can see, there is nothing strange about it. That's exactly what's strange. For the testimony, what were the conditions on the bridge that day? It was drizzling and foggy. Dusky Bridge was all wet. The victim really had fallen down on her stomach on top of the bridge, and the front of her coat should have been covered in mud. That's exactly right. The other day I fell on a muddy street and my gorgeous playoff beard was befouled. Objection! I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy. Your Honor had fallen in the shower instead of on a muddy street. Your glorious hockey beard, pride of the legal league, would be wet, but not muddy. Fortunately, I've yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken. You proved the surface of the bridge was muddy that day. Surface of the bridge, huh? No, but we can prove now that her scarf didn't fall off on the bridge. Ha! A real man wouldn't stand for a taunt like this. Neither would a real woman. Of course I can. No, I can't. I really can't. Jesus. I mean, I guess we have to present the scarf, but... The evidence is this scarf. Ah. It should be obvious. If the scarf fell onto the bridge and got this muddy, it means that the bridge was obviously covered in mud. No, I can't be outwitted by this novice bimbo. Hey, same with you, buddy. Miss Faye's assertion makes perfect sense to me.
Objection!
I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and her scarf. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction? Huh? For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Let's look at what the explanation in this case may be, shall we? Alright. It's not like he's really giving me a choice here. Ha! You're doing pretty well for a little kitten. Mr. Armando. No matter what he says, a contradiction always comes down to a lie. It's either the victim discovered in the trunk, the witness's photo showing the defendant and the victim, or the witness's testimony that she stated she saw the moments of the murder. Just relax and think it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? False evidence is one of those three. Thank you. What you just said now, I'm not sure I like it. That wasn't me, Your Honor. It was the coffee aficionado over here that said it. This court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence into court. But we won't let him. We'd expose his evidence as the flimsy scam it really is. Yes. False evidence in this case is the... Oh, God. Could it be the photo? I mean, the body in the trunk was found by the police, so I find it hard to believe that that's the false evidence. The photo could have been taken at a different time, but I suppose... The witness testimony is what he saw, that they saw him shove her so that she fell down. Well, that has to be wrong, right? Because we know that that's not the case. So is he just the testimony? It's a no-brainer. Obviously, it's the witness that's suspicious. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen? Yeah, that's what the witness told us. That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all. That's true. Yeah, it's not just true, it's the truth. There was a truly decisive witness in this case. I'm certain that boy Wonder over there would have called them in the first place. Your Honor, the defense requests to cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, it appears we'll need to hear from your mystery witness after all. You should brace yourself. for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from court. We are prepared to present our witness at any time. Very well. Please bring forth your witness at this time. What Mr. Edgeworth said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth? Now, let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons a woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes. Zitmir, the battle begins here. Witness, what is your name and occupation? Oh, for God's sake. Everybody's so silent I can hear their hearts going pitter-patter. When I look at you, how can I put it? I get a massive throbbing boner. You look as scrumptious as a double-double and a dozen donut holes. Wow, my dude, that is fucking... what? I feel like I want to hurry up and burn down a verdict just to have a bite. Hey, not so fast. As I said before, its witnesses are very sensitive and delicate. I would ask the court to please exercise care when addressing her. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You are a true gentleman. It's fair. You could learn a lot from this man. He's such a gentleman. He sure doesn't act like one to me. Sir? Yes, my dear? This is my first time, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause. Not at all. It's no trouble at all. Now then, may we please have your name and occupation? My name is, Melissa Foster. Wait, what? That's not her name, right? What? Am I taking crazy pills? Is this not the person that killed Phoenix Wright's friend? I'm a college student, a freshman in the literature department. You were on the scene when the unfortunate event occurred, correct? You were the one who took this photo. Is that accurate? Ah! How can you be so mean? Now see here, what are you doing shoving that in her face like that? Huh? But it's just a photograph. It's not like it's something dangerous. Next time I'll be forced to penalize you. Uh-oh, I don't like the turn this has taken. She's staring at me. You would be? Huh? I'm the defense attorney. My name is Mia Fey. I see. So you are... Now then, young lady. Could you please give us your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Then I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. That's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. Right after that, I called the police. By the way, where were you standing when the incidents occurred? I believe the map would be of help here. I was standing right over here. I was standing in a beautiful field surrounded by tall cliffs. So you took the photo from that location, huh? I think that's a lie. I brought the camera I was using at the time, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me to. Oh, what a cute camera, just like its owner. Right then, Miss Faye, time for your cross-examination, but I warn you, make the witness cry again and you'll feel the wrath of my gavel. Well, look. Okay. Hold on, I want to see... She changed her wording, so we're gonna have to press it, I think. Why did you take a photo? Oh, the two of them were really going at it. Ever since I was a little girl, I always wanted to be a news reporter. Guess that part of me just kind of took over. This isn't what we're looking for. Smells like a lie to me. Yes, I understand completely. Even now, I can't completely abandon my boyhood dreams. I still use my grandson to test my comedy routines on. So he wanted to be a comedian, huh? Not that it has any bearing on this. I took the photo yet. Okay, fine. Hold on. Did you say wildflowers? Yes, the mountain is famous for its beautiful spring wildflowers. But it's only February. Well, I couldn't wait for spring to come. Oh, I know just how you feel. It's just like when I first started growing this glorious beard of mine. I just couldn't wait, so I wore a dyed blonde Santa beard until mine grew in properly. Would you mind if we got back to the facts of the case, Your Honor? Then I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm not buying that she took the thing from that angle. Do we have... Hold on. She said she was standing here, which means she could only see this side of the bridge. That's what I'm getting at, right? I know it's wrong, I just don't know how to prove it. Do I just offer the map?
Objection!
Damn it. But I know it's false. No, that's a lie. I'm guessing we're not trying to prove that yet. Present the witness's photo on the fourth statement. Because I guess that shows the angle. Okay. Witness, when you said you took a photo of the crucial moment, was this what you meant? All I can see in this photo are two people facing each other. You testified that you saw the two of them starting to fight. Normally that's the kind of thing we would refer to as a crucial moment. What happened you presented a photo like that? Oh, you're right. You took the photo before they started fighting. Well, you see... The photo we presented was the only one there was. If you really wanted to capture the crucial moment, what happened next? You must have taken a photo of it. Go. My apologies, young lady. Miss Faye's assertion is not without a certain amount of merit. He can certainly downplay a situation, can't he? I'm sorry, I'm a very bad girl. I used it all up. The film, I mean. You ran out of film? This photo was the last one. What? Unfortunately, that is the truth. I personally examined all of the photographs she took that day. All the other photos are of the witness herself playing among the wildflowers. Witness herself? And who took the photos? Well, you see, my camera has a timer feature built into it. So you took photos of yourself? I remember taking some photos of myself once too. Please, no details. Seems that Miss Faye's assertion was not so decisive after all. Wait just a minute. Well, if she had no film left, she couldn't very well take more pictures, eh? Miss Foster, perhaps then you could tell us about a different sort of photo. Photos of the incidents that you took with your very own eyes. Mr. Edgeworth, you're quite the poet. Very well then, let's get back to the cross-examination. Let's hear your thoughts on the fight that you witnessed. Yes, Mr. Judge. Boy, this guy really is a sucker for sweet talk. Ha! It looks like the other kitten in the room is the one that's getting all the attention. Yeah, it's sickening. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. And I noticed there were two people. Oh yeah, we've got this already. Oh. The victim turned around and tried to run away, but she only got about 10 yards before she was stabbed in the back. Okay. So again, I'm like... Turned around and tried to run away, but she only got about 10 yards before she was stabbed in the back. I feel like, again, this should be something we can disprove with the map.
Objection!
Witness, your testimony is a joke. Huh? What? But I just... It's fair, I thought I warned you not to make the witness cry. One short testimony and two bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse. Say there were two contradictions? It's simple. Just take a look at the diagram of the area. According to her testimony, the two of them were in the middle of the bridge. If they were, and the victim had turned around and tried to run, well then, she would have been a dead end. Said 10 yards, but she couldn't have even ran 5. Because Dusky Bridge has collapsed on that side. Wah! What does this all mean? It's very simple, Your Honor. This charming little witness told a charming little lie. That's all there is to it. Ah. This beautiful young lady has been lying to the court. Objection! Just a moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, allow me to personally apologize for the confusion. What do you mean? There's one major mistake in this diagram. What did you say? What are you referring to? It's all because this diagram was made after the incidents occurred. It's a very old bridge. You couldn't find any official blueprints of it. So you're saying... I'm saying that even though the bridge is currently in disrepair, there's no evidence that can prove that the bridge was broken during the incident. That's ridiculous. You can't actually tell the condition of the bridge from this photo. I apologize to the court for not being more clear when I presented the evidence. Ha! That guy is good. Huh? What do you mean? He planned it from the beginning. He's a genius, all right. That diagram of the bridge was his insurance policy. What the coward? Well, Miss Faye, it seems you once again made a reckless accusation. I'm so sorry. I should have been more careful myself. No, it wasn't your fault at all. Now then, shall we go on with the trial? I'd like to establish once and for all what it was that the witness actually saw. Indeed. All right, young lady. May I ask you to please proceed with your testimony? But it's so hard to go on. We're all on your side, Miss Foster. There's no need to worry. Just tell us what you saw. Yes, sir. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then he carried her over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. Couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. I'm sorry, I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw. Witnessing such violence must have been difficult. Yes, sir, I'm still shaken up. If he accepts his testimony as it is, we're finished. Don't say that. Oh well. Maybe I'll stop off at my favorite cafe on the way home. They make a really great mocha latte. Trial isn't over yet. Ha! That's what I like to hear. Right, Miss Faye, your cross-examination, if you please. Contradiction is staring you in the face, Mia. Go on the attack. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. But we've already kind of... He's saying the victim didn't fall down on the bridge. Actually, maybe she did fall. Of course she didn't fall down on the bridge. If she had fallen down, this photo wouldn't make any sense. If that was the case, her coat would have been all muddy.
Objection!
You don't mind, I was asking the witness. No need to be so rude. Well, young lady. Of course she didn't fall down. The man in the prison uniform grabbed her before she could. Ha! We're one step too slow. And then, what did the defendant do after that? He carried her over to the car. You personally witnessed that? Yes. No, you didn't. Did anything strange happen when he did that? Well, I don't know if you'd call it strange or not. That's when the victim's scarf fell off. You mean this scarf? Her words match what we found at the scene. I don't see any problem. I mean... She claims that she saw that from here. There's no fucking way, right?
Objection!
Really? Sake. How is that not a contradiction? We're just ignoring the fact that she literally can't see that side of the fucking bridge. I mean, the defendant carried the body all by himself. Yes. Considering the size of the defendant, I don't think that would be difficult. Yes, but let's remember they were on a narrow bridge that was ready to collapse. Is it even possible for them to have carried a dead body on a bridge like that?
Objection!
Well, the fact of the matter is that he did. That kind of talk is just silly. Wow, why did he get so emotional all of a sudden? Miss Faye, if you think there's some other possibility, please share it with the rest of us. I guess he could have dragged it. Why do you say that? It's already a broken down bridge hidden away in the mountains. Doing anything more to hide the corpse would be going overboard, wouldn't it? Yes, but that mountain is famous among hikers. A surprising number of people go up there. But it's February, right? And it was raining that day, correct? There is also a small temple and a channeling dojo there. You know those monks, they just love cold, isolated places. I think the witness is trying to say that the corpse could have been found at any time. Besides, the witness is merely reporting what she witnessed with her own eyes.
Hold it!
And you're absolutely certain that it was my client who was carrying the body? Well, he was wearing a prisoner's uniform, but as for his face... So you're saying you didn't get a clear look at his face? Well, they were far away, and it was raining as well. I thought I was only supposed to say exactly what I saw. Excellent. You're a remarkably honest young woman, except for the bit where you lied earlier. Hey, kitten, have you ever put salt in your coffee? No, why would I? Why not? Huh? It might actually go better with coffee than sugar, right? Listen, my point is, if you're not sure, you might as well add a ton of salt to it. It might bring out the rust in something. Like a piece of evidence. What is he on about? Is he implying that the chains would have rusted in the rain and would have made rusty marks on her coat? Because that's a fucking stretch. Also, he could have just thrown the body off the bridge if he wanted to fucking hide it. Why, I don't know. I have no idea what the thing is we're meant to be picking up on here. Present, the killer broke, nope, we haven't got that far yet. Present the dusky bridge map on the third statement. Wow, okay. So we're literally proving what I just said if he could have thrown her off the bridge. That was actually... That seemed like... That was just a throwaway comment that I made, but apparently we're saying that that's true. Using the map?
Objection!
It seems... I mean, okay. The killer not wanting his victim to be found, I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found. Well, what is it? Take another look at the map of the area, and you'll see how. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something very interesting about the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered. Ah! In the kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. 10 murders were to occur at that same spot above the Eagle River. You can bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed the body in the water. Order! I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Fay. I must admit it does seem odd to have not thrown the body into the river. Oh. Well, Mr. Edgeworth. How sad. Perhaps Miss Fay would do well to try taking a dip in the river herself. After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature. What are you talking about? My point is that no matter how odd you may find the killer's method of body disposal, the fact is that this is what the killer did. None of your arguments have anything to do with what the witness saw. Quite true. It's fair, it seems that your assertion is without merit after all. But what the witness claims to have seen is totally ridiculous.
Objection!
Surely you can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car. It's certainly consistent with what the witness has told us. Please, witness, go on with your testimony. I'll try. All you have to do is tell us only what you saw. Otherwise, the mean lady might yell at you again. Who is he talking about? Alright, I'll do my best. You see him break into the trunk? What did the man do then? Well, naturally he got in the car and was about to flee. That's when I came to my senses. I said to myself, you have to call the police. So that's when you called the police. You're sure that you saw all that with your own eyes? Yes, I'm 100% certain. I'm going to take a risk again. Is now the point where we can present the map and say you couldn't have seen the car?
Objection!
Well, Miss Foster, it looks like you've done it this time. Done what? Made a crucial mistake. A crucial mistake? Like what, Miss Fay? Killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. You're saying you saw that, right? With your very own eyes? Yes, and... It's simple, Miss Foster. Take a look at the diagram. The place you claim to have taken the photo from that day is here. You see what I mean? Even if you tried to see the car, this outcropping of rock is directly in the way. That's right, Miss Foster. From where you were standing, you could not have possibly seen the killer's car.
Objection!
Which means you couldn't have even known he had a fucking car, as I said earlier. I admit that the diagram shows a large outcropping of rock. However, it isn't so tall that it would stop her from seeing the car. That's right. It's not high at all. I was able to see his car just fine. Bollocks, Miss Foster. I'm sorry, that doesn't wash. I'm afraid it's bollocks, and I believe the witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? This is the location that the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story. You can clearly see the left side of the bridge, but the outcropping that is being referred to is really more like a cliff. Oh! Your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff. You still claim to have been able to see the killer's car. No! Order! What is the meaning of all this ballyhoo?
Objection!
Your Honor, don't jump to any hasty conclusions. The fact that the escapee fled in a stolen car was reported on the news. After witnessing a murder, I'm sure you can appreciate that the witness was very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself that she saw it.
Objection!
She was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony. She was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes. Oh. Mr. Judge. What is it? I think I must have remembered things wrong. Hey, wait a minute. Can't just say that.
Objection!
Ms. Faye, no one on the face of the planet is perfect. Yes, indeed. Quite true. You know what they say? To where is human, to forgive divine. I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here. What? It's not fair. Ha! Save the tears for later, kitten. Mr. Armando, don't look back until the trial is over. Now is the time to go forward. But that wasn't fair. Okay, kitten, you need to relax. Then you need to remember. You're the kitten's testimony. So tell me, how did she know that? How did she know that he broke into the trunk? Aha. Well, Miss Foster, until you can explain how you knew that, you're going to have a lot of very suspicious people on this side of the courtroom. Well, witness. I'm certain that he broke into the trunk because there were marks left on the trunk lid. I'm certain there were scratch marks from when he broke into it. What? Let me see that photo. It's true, but how does she know? It certainly looked like scratch marks around the keyhole. It's obvious that this trunk has been broken open. Well, Miss Fair, are you satisfied? No. Not even remotely satisfied. She just said, is there a contradiction? Mr. Foster, it looks like you finally betrayed yourself. What? Said you were in a field taking photos of wild flowers, but even so, you knew about the scratches. The question is when? When did you get a chance to see those scratches? Finally, I finally got her. Ha! I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here. Then perhaps it would be faster if Miss Faye explained herself. Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. The reason the witness had seen the scratches was... She's the owner of the car? No, because he would have already stolen it from her. Unless the boot was already fucked, but then why would she break into her own boot? It's got to be the... She put... Are we saying she's an accessory? Then why take a picture and try and frame the guy? Oh, unless he didn't do it. If he didn't do it, and she took the photo of him and was like, now I'll go kill the cop and put her in. Why is mad, but sure, fuck it. There's only one way that the witness had the chance to see those scratches. We know she's a murderer. She's done it before. But if she's guilty of this murder, why isn't she in prison when she did the other murder? Yes, what is it? Naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself. The person who really hid the body in the trunk of that car was... Melissa Foster. It was you that did it, wasn't it? That's ridiculous, I could never. It was the man in the prison garb, he's the one that... I don't think so, Miss Foster. If Mr. Falls had been the one that put that corpse in the trunk, he would have simply used the car key. There was no need to break it open. But he stole the car. Stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. It means that the key would have still been in the ignition. Oh, I see. Yeah, it was a carjacking, not a Grand Theft Auto. Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we never would have uncovered the truth. That it couldn't have been Mr. Falls that put the body in the trunk. No! Preposterous. To even suggest that the witness put the body in there. If that were true, then how do you explain the photo that she took? Corpse could only have been put in the trunk when the incident occurred. And we already know that at the time, she was taking photographs. Now's your chance, Mia. Finish this thing. The camera has a timer. On the contrary, I'm not so certain about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth. There's no need to think too deeply about it. What I'm saying is the shutter for this may have not been pushed by Miss Foster herself. Taking a look at this camera and see what features it has, shall we? It has a timer built into it and a mini tripod. Well, it's almost as if she had brought this camera just to take this picture.
Objection!
What are you trying to say then, Miss Fay? When the crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field as she claimed? Well, if she really did use the camera's auto timer, and the answer is yes, she was somewhere else. Exactly, she was not in the field. Will the defense please explain further? Listen, this is a crucial point. Where was Miss Foster when the incident occurred? And answering that question will also make clear Miss Foster's true identity. Well then, please answer this question. Where was she when the incident on the bridge occurred? Well, she had to be either over here or over here, right? Kinda depends. If she's in league with the killer, then she was here. Oh, of course. And the message said tell Dahlia the truth. She was in the car. Naturally, the witness was right here, I think. The spot where the defendant's car was. Yes, she had to put the body in the trunk before the defendant returned.
Objection!
You don't mind if I ask one teeny weeny question, do you, Miss Fay? Oh. That's wrong, but I realize what it is now. Yeah, he's got a point. Okay. Yep. I know. I mean, he's wrong. It's absolutely bollocks. She could have just been waiting for him to kill her, but whatever. So she was actually here. Naturally, the witness was right here. But that's where the victim, Miss Hawthorne, was standing. Oh, duh. Miss Fay, what on earth? Your Honor, if I may, after parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. But this would mean there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could only have been before the defendant met the victim.
Objection!
How asinine. Of course, Mr. Falls met with the victim. The only person with the opportunity to have put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her, Terry Falls.
Objection!
So don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness's photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in the photo was not Valerie Hawthorne.
Objection!
But she would have had to have... So he... So we're implying, okay, that she killed Hawthorne, put her in the trunk of a car, set up the camera on the bridge to take a photo, somehow got the prisoner to steal the very car that she has already stolen. Wait, what? I don't get this. This makes no sense. How? Because are we saying she put the body in there without him knowing? Which means she had to have killed her before he got up there. But she's somehow hidden the body in the car before he even stole it. How does that fucking work? And it's not her car, otherwise she wouldn't have had to break into it. Unless she's broken into it to set him up. But then again, she still wouldn't have had to do that because he had the fucking key. This is weird. I've never heard anything more ridiculous in my entire life. And who exactly is the victim in this photo? It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness. What? It's the only possible explanation. The woman that Mr. Falls met on the bridge that day was not Valerie Hawthorne. It was you, Melissa Foster. Me? Let's remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Falls himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne.
Objection!
Yeah, plus, like, how would she know to wear the scarf? That kind of doesn't make sense either. None of this fucking adds up. But the defendant knew Valerie Hawthorne very well. After all, she was the woman whose testimony helped get him convicted. But since then, my client has spent 5 hard years in a federal penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like anymore. You're just making this up as you go along. Where's your proof? I've got it all right here. No, I don't. What is the proof? I mean, I guess it's the message of asking to wear the scarf, but just in case it isn't, we're on our last life, so we've got to make sure we save. Mr. Falls had forgotten the victim's face. That's why he needed some piece of identification, namely this muddy scarf. It was Mr. Falls who requested that she wear the scarf to identify herself. That's already been proven by the note the victim left. In other words, as long as you were wearing a scarf like he asked, anyone could have pretended to be Valerie Hawthorne. Well, what do you have to say to that, Melissa Foster? No. She's dead. Where's Miss Foster? She's collecting herself in the lobby. It's obvious that Melissa Foster did it. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. She set up the camera to snap a fake photo of them together. The only question is, why did she do it? Wasn't that obvious? She's the real culprit. Ha! Well, we'll have to wait for Miss Foster to compose herself before we start again. Until then, this court is in recess. The defense and the prosecution are both to wait in their respective lobbies. Yes, Your Honor. Understood. Very well, this court is in recess. TBC. And it is TBC, because that is fucking lunchtime. I'm gonna save my game. I'm gonna head off. I'm gonna get some lunch. And when I get back, what are we gonna play? I'm in the mood for something a little different. I want to take a little break from Phoenix Wright. I kind of want to play some more Dirt 2, so I might do that for a bit, and see if anyone's interested in that. Right, I'm heading off. I will see you in, let's say, 45 minutes or thereabouts. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. I'll see you later. Bye.